Hi everybody, BC here again. Got Evocation 8, like we talked about last time. A throne claim, Throne of Creation. If you're not familiar with the Throne of Creation, it is essentially plus 30% to your gem income. Let me explain. I guess it's not 30 necessarily. It's 30 for conjuration, 20 for construction. You get some turmoil, which is not a big deal at this stage in the game. Ritual casting level is noteworthy in and of itself. Basically, everybody there gets Master Ritualist, which can make it a lot easier to cast some of those big spells like big summons and globals and stuff. It's just a bonkers powerful throne. Um, Atlantis was already doing well, and then they just go ahead and pop that in there. So good for them. I did a lot of site search rituals and the like. I'll just um, let's go ahead and pick up those wolves I've made. I'll go ahead and summarize. All of these site search rituals found nothing. Like literally every single one of them. So that was annoying. We gatewayed these guys over here. So we've got a bunch of Children of Tiamat, which each have 3.2 siege strength, and Ether Lords, which each have 2.6. So 3.2 times 45 is going to be 121. And 2.6 times 15 is going to be 39, I think. I might have gotten that wrong. But anyway, 150 total siege strength from these guys, which is not enough to crack this fort in one turn. But that will be our plan there, is basically if Rigajo, well, Rigajo is moving around through here causing trouble, and I would prefer that I got this throne rather than Rigajo. So we'll see where that goes. Excuse me. Other summons in the usual. I forgot I summoned a Boread. That's where all of my air went. Alright. You go. Okay, you give that to him and fly out of here, I guess. You can borrow. I've already committed all of my. You can borrow that. There we go. What else we got? What else? Asphodel got attacked by whatever the hell these are. I think that these are the spell that you can summon with air to drop a bunch of birds on people, which did some stuff, I guess. Blood Slaves, I counted a little over like 230, I think, in terms of blood hunting, which is, it's okay. I need to get more, but I am generally anti the micro needed to make blood hunting successful. That's a weakness in my game. Assassinated another sorcerer. Remor attacked Oceania. Cataphract province. Pythium took a peek at this throne here. How did 12 Springhawks die? They fly in. What? How? I don't get it. Okay. Well, I guess that happened. I don't understand, like, these guys got so many thrones that they haven't even bothered to claim them all. Meanwhile, like, still sitting on one. It's the throne of death. But such is life. Vanderlog clearing out some Shiniyama stuff. Me clearing out India event. In versus Uruk raiding. Me clearing out these sorcerers. Calum attacked Uruk, so you can see what they've got here. This is like they've got all of their late game summons, these devas. They're all baller in their own way. So like this guy casts Cloud of Death and Wailing Winds. This guy does Big Earth. Probably the weakest one here, but you can still like level up into some big water or just Skull spam. Banefire and the like. And then this guy can communion up into big death stuff. 5 Fall Bears just cuz. The Ice Crafters are an interesting choice. Like, they can all cast Frozen Heart, so they're not worthless, but it's not the biggest impact. I didn't realize Kalem even got these things. The Jahi Whore. Lich. Nawidnares. I love Nawidnares. Sea King, second Heavenborn. Solid Thug. I don't know how much it takes to summon one of these guys. But they're good leaders, and they've got solid paths. Holy 3. Seraphines. Spenta of Animals. So these are also a set of unique Kalem summons. This guy is a baller super combatant that can also cast big nature spells. I didn't actually realize that Kalem got all these cool late game summons, because I've never been that interested in playing Kalem, but maybe I should. Transformed Eagles, sure, why not? Okay. And then the Yazads are all like quality thugs. So if we go ahead and look at all these guys, a lot of Seraphs, like they can all just blast a ton of lightning. Camazotz, I guess. Leaning into Earth, that makes sense. He's got a bit of gear for like thugging, but that's not his main purpose. He hasn't cast anything yet. This guy is purely for communion blasting. Ravashi are pretty baller just because of they fly and they're quality thugs, and if I recall correctly, they're pretty cheap to summon. A Sea King, sure. They're expensive. Like, they're good units, don't get me wrong. It's just hard to justify that commitment in terms of cost. Nawidnair. A lot of eagles and dragons. What's your deal? Slave Matrix. You're an expensive ass communion slave, I guess. Like, I get that he can turbo communion with it, but that's expensive. Water sprites. Yeah, to look at all that water. So we're not going to see too many spells happen because there's PD, so they didn't spend gems or anything like that. But that's a terrifying army, and I'll count myself blessed that I'm not going to have to face it. Because I can't see a world where Kalem comes, like, tries to sneak through Uruk to get to me, as opposed to just fighting anyone else. They could fight Pythium. They could do a lot of work on Pythium. They could join in the Dogpile versus Ashdod, or they could finally like take care of business with Ind, and all of those have to be more attractive targets than me. Gartha's just continuing their march with this crew. It doesn't look like they killed that much, but remember, each of these guys cost 130 gold, so this is like almost 2,000 gold of Ashdod dead here. These guys are just going to keep marching through Africa. And I'm really hoping that I can have Flames for the Sky online by the time they come to me. They won't do anything against the Clockworks. Ether Warriors, I might get lucky and roll well. Great Olms, same story. Magma Children, no effect. Sentinels, they have too much prot. Shard Guards. So it's really only the big thing that Flames from the Sky gives me is that it can wipe out the Hydromancers and Golem Crafters. And I guess the Enchantresses. Like, all these mages are vulnerable to it. Except for the Oracles. So, if I am able to soften up that Mage Core, none of these troops are actually that scary. Like, I mean, these Moonblades are pretty baller, don't get me wrong. Well, shoot, maybe I should be more scared of the Moonblades. Any of my dudes are magic beings. My Malika magic beings? They are. Shit. Okay, so I do have to be scared of the Moonblades. Just in case. How are the slots? Like, the slots are too small, but some magic beings. The merits have to be magic beings. Yep. Okay, so the Ether Warriors are actually pretty scary. There's only 5 of them, fortunately for me. But they can definitely do a lot of work against any of my thugs / super combatants. Olms, 135 Olms. Oh my god. So they all fire these Mind Blasts, MR Negates. That is going to be the most important thing for fighting Agartha, which is very likely to happen. Is I am going to need a solution to Olms. I have more roots, I do. I'm gonna need a lot of R and just kind of go from there. The other alternative would be if I have like a bunch of distractions, so I can basically give each guy a little bit of MR and then just fly out. Overall, like, the fact that Agartha's army is slow is pretty valuable, because I can just kind of like harass from in the back lines and sneak and cause trouble that way. Nonetheless, it's the actual army itself is as terrifying as you'd expect for an army at this stage in the game. I guess I could go and fire this up and see if they have like Army of Gold and stuff like that. Spells being interrupted because of all of the Mind Blasts. Rigor Mortis, sure, why not? Relief, kind of a counter to Rigor Mortis. Natural Rain. We go ahead and look at the Oracles. What have they been doing? Sharpness, that makes complete sense. A lot of weapons of sharpness. How did he get up to 3? I guess he just rolled 2. Okay. It's your deal. Inner courage. Okay. You're naked. Wood water. Sharpness. Wood water. maybe I should look up this mud water thing. Seems to be a popular choice. Hydromancers, I assume they're just casting Frozen Heart a bunch. So yeah. Let's go ahead and see what's this mud water. I assume it's in water. But it might be in earth. There it is. AoE 5, short range. Doubles attack or trample intervals. I don't know what that means. And then you can use MR to get out of it. Okay. Cool. What else? Oh, yeah. Very important. So I stormed both these forts and lost both of them. Over here, I just sent in some thugs and Cynocephalians. And these guys get scared. And just in general, I get scared. So that's unfortunate. Wiped out all of their chaff, though, so it's still just mages in there, which means that now I've got these devils storming in, and we'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll just keep going until it does. Over here, turned tail and fled, which is, again, annoying. So here I'm just going to storm with the eagles as well. They're going to fly to the back and just overwhelm these mages. Or at least that's the plan. Rigajo attacking here in Abyssia. I think that this is just a province swap, but I don't know for sure. Events, Mother Pearl, Rebirth, Earthquake, Family Circus. Bad luck for Banderlog. They had this event wipe out their throne, which is a nice throne, the Throne of Elements. So we'll see where things go there. Another indie event, lost some scouts. And then we've got these forts breached. So, overall, the plan will be to casting a good-sized Blood Fecundity here. Then we'll head back to the desert, and we'll start gatewaying in, like, Children of Tiamat and stuff in for the fight with Agartha. And go from there. Anything else worth talking about right now? Oh yeah, I heard that Pythium and Pythium and Ashdod were gonna fight each other, but I haven't actually seen any fireworks, so I don't know if it's still like during a non-aggression pact countdown or if they're actually getting to work. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on the situation. And then there's this fort here, which Uruk's army is still... Well, Uruk has this army too, but I think this is a different army from the one that was trapped in this fort, which is now popped. I do want to keep an eye on that situation, though. So I don't know, like, exactly what's happening here. If they patrol me out again, then so be it. But overall, I just try to keep tabs on what exactly is happening around here. As we've talked about earlier, Uruk has some big armies that are scary, but they can't be everywhere at once, and that is trouble for them because they have enemies everywhere at once. So yeah, that should do it. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you next turn.